I think this could truly be the greatest day of my life. Bearing in mind that I've had a child and I'm married, I think today is the greatest day of my life. I'm coming at you live and direct from Dublin. I'm playing poker in Dublin. I'm having a fantastic time, but it has just got better. Frank Lampard is in line to become Chelsea manager again, and this is just the news I needed. I've been incredibly scathing towards the new ownership. I haven't been behind the Todd Boehly project. I think he has made error after error after error until today. Today, he's got it right. Today, my club feels like mine again. My club feels whole again. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the most sensational news in the world. Frank Lampard, John Terry, Ashley Cole, all back at Chelsea to guide us to number 3. We are going to Istanbul with Frank Lampard in charge to win the European Cup. This is exceptional. And it is actually an astute and clever decision from this new ownership. As I say, I've been scathing, perhaps at times too harshly, about Boehly, Eghbali and Clearlake, but they've got this right. They really have. The club need Lampard. The club need somebody to make us feel like Chelsea again, because I genuinely believe that the disparity between fans, between players, between ownership, between everybody involved with the club has never been greater. I truly believe that this is as bad as it has ever been at Chelsea. I remember going to Chelsea with Rafael Benitez as our manager. I remember Sean Wright-Phillips scoring a winner at Stamford Bridge in front of the Shed End for Queen's Park Rangers. I felt like that was the lowest moment I was ever going to have as a Chelsea fan. I felt like that was it. And this year, with Graham Potter in charge, losing at home to Southampton, the club just feeling in total disarray, I didn't think it could get any lower. But it did. But now we've resurrected. And Frank Lampard coming in is a dream come true. This is exactly what we need. And let's face it, if Chelsea are going to be in the lower half of the league, if Chelsea are going to be dreadful, we may as well do it with somebody at the helm who will learn from the experience, who loves the club, who the fans feel an affinity with, who the fans want in charge, who matters. Frank Lampard matters. Graham Potter is totally irrelevant. Graham Potter doesn't matter to Chelsea. Graham Potter doesn't care about Chelsea. Graham Potter has no history or no affiliation with Chelsea. It was simply a payday for Graham Potter. Lampard cares. Lampard matters. Lampard is the greatest man to have ever lived. Lampard is the greatest player to have ever played for Chelsea. And to have him now in charge, it truly feels like a dream come true. I honestly believe that this is a dream come true. And we're allowed to dream, aren't we? We're allowed to have a fairy tale in our life. We're allowed to honestly think of a situation that is the greatest thing that could ever happen. And Chelsea, playing Real Madrid, I now think that there is an opportunity for us to beat them. The only way that we could beat Real Madrid was for the club to feel whole again, for the fans to be totally and utterly behind the Frank Lampard project. Like, we weren't going to beat Real Madrid. It was impossible for us to beat Real Madrid with Graham Potter in charge. They're too good for us. They're a better team than us. Their prestige in the European Cup doesn't need to be mentioned. And the players that they have are better than ours. Their manager is better than us. So the only way that we're going to beat them is by taking the game to them and doing something spectacular. Frank Lampard has done the spectacular many times at Stamford Bridge in the Chelsea shirt. He's actually done something truly incredible as a manager. And this is where I think it's very snide on Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard is, in my opinion, a very good manager. Frank Lampard has proven to be a very good manager. People are very snide about what Lampard achieved at Chelsea. If you actually analyse what Frank Lampard did in his tenure as Chelsea manager, I think he deserves an awful lot of respect, and it's actually awesome what he achieved. Remember, when he took over, the club were in total and utter disarray off the back of that clown Maurizio Sarri. Lampard came in to a club that was all over the place. We lost our best player. We had a transfer ban. That year, Frank Lampard took what was effectively Chelsea's youth team into the last 16 of the Champions League, the final of the FA Cup, and crucially, the top 4 of the Premier League with Chelsea's youth team. All of the players that Frank Lampard loved and played well for Frank Lampard are still at the club. all of the players that Frank Lampard wasn't particularly fond of, caused Frank Lampard problems, are gone. Rudiger, gone. Alonso, gone. Mason Mount, there. James, there. So I honestly think that there is now a chance that we embark on an amazing, dazzling and surprising European run. Chelsea could go to Istanbul and win a European Cup, which would be incredible. And it wasn't going to happen before. Like, we've heard Kai Havertz speaking today. Havertz has openly and rather refreshingly told us that the players weren't behind Graham Potter. The players didn't believe in Graham Potter. The players weren't necessarily pulling in the same direction as Graham Potter. On one level, it feels like a disgrace. But on another level, you played Ruben Loftus-Cheek right back, so why would I listen to you? It makes sense that they weren't pulling in the same direction as him, but that won't be the case now. Frank Lampard is an icon. Frank Lampard commands respect. Graham Potter is nobody. He commands nothing. This will be different. And I honestly think now that this could be exactly what Chelsea need. Frank Lampard back. And remember, Chelsea effectively have now 9 really unimportant games. Totally, in fact, unimportant games in the league. I desperately hope that we beat Arsenal to stop them winning the league. That's all that matters. And we're not going to do that. So, bring Frank Lampard in now, let him learn, let him develop. What you can't do is appoint somebody that ends up like another Potter. The man that you want is probably not available at the moment. So, you need an interim. You need an interim who is going to bring peace, unity and harmony to the camp. You need somebody who is going to inspire the fans. You need somebody who is going to give you a fighting chance. And Frank Lampard will develop here. And Chelsea will develop here. We effectively have 1 game left. Chelsea, well, 2 against Real Madrid, right? But if the first one goes badly, if Real Madrid away goes badly, it's 1. So we needed somebody that can do a miracle. And anybody that was in Munich, like I was, knows Frank Lampard is capable of a miracle. Anybody that was at Stamford Bridge when Chelsea played Bayern Munich and saw the goal that Lampard scored on the swivel, on the volley past Oliver Kahn, knows Lampard is capable of a miracle. And what Kai Havertz told us about Graham Potter proves that Lampard is the right move. This is exactly what we need. This is truly the dream. And I am honestly over the moon. Like I say, I'm playing poker in Ireland. So I'm currently in a tournament and I am being blinded out. My tournament's going on, but I am being blinded out. I have chosen to step away from the tournament that I'm playing in because I'm so excited about this and I'm desperate to hear your thoughts. Frank Lampard is my hero. Frank Lampard is the greatest player to have ever played for Chelsea. Frank Lampard should have a stand named after him at Stamford Bridge. Frank Lampard should have a statue built now at Stamford Bridge. I adore the man, and having somebody in charge who I have an affinity with, somebody who cares, somebody who is an icon, somebody with stature and presence, this is going to be special, I know it. Lampard, Terry, Ashley Cole leading Chelsea into a European final. It's 2012 all over again. I'm over the moon. I imagine that you naysayers are going to disagree with me, but I am really interested to hear your thoughts on this. Please let me know. Do you believe that Frank Lampard is the right man for the job? Do you believe that Frank Lampard is capable of winning a European Cup? I'm going to have to ask a question, aren't I? Do you think that this is potentially a disaster? Do you think that Todd Bowley has got it wrong? Frank Lampard arguably wasn't good enough first time round, and now we're a worse team with worse players. Maybe this ends badly. But not for me. This is, as I said at the beginning of this video, the greatest day of my life. Frank Lampard, back at Chelsea where he belongs. Dream come true. Listen, I better get back. I'm on the table now. Thank you so much for watching. Really, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Sorry, but I'm over the moon and I wanted to talk to you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, please click subscribe. In a bit, yo. Thank you.